Greetings, class. Good afternoon.
Greetings,
So
class.
I'm
Good
Mr.
evening.
Odongo Samuel, and I'll be taking you in financial management. So today I just want to introduce a new topic called dividend policy. And under this topic of
And
dividend
under this
policy,
topic of
I just want you to understand that
understand that
we have very many concepts and very many things that we shall be handling. So now,
end of
by
this,
the end of this lesson, that we are having
lesson
now, I will expect that when we are done, you shall be able to define what is dividend, and you shall also be able to explain different forms of dividend. Because now this topic about dividend is a word that is commonly used, and many people I know you have come across this word. Because dividend simply means the amount that is shared among the shareholders. It's just termly amount that is shared among the shareholders. And this amount can be shared either annually, semi-annually, or even quarterly. Now, when you talk about annually, we just mean that it is only shared once per year. And when we talk about semi-annually, that means it is only shared twice per year. Because semi-annual, you just take 12, then you divide it by 3, or rather you multiply it by a half, and you'll get that maybe it can either be June and December, depending with how organization has organized itself on when to issue the dividend. And now when we talk about semi-quarterly, it simply means that you are going to split it 3 times per year, and you have to give it out 3 times per year. That means you divide 12 months with the 1/4. You multiply it by a quarter, or you just divide it by 4. That means you'll find 3, giving it after 3 months they give it out. After a certain period they give it out. That's what it means by paying it both annually, semi-annually, and quarterly. And now, this is now the definition of what it means by dividend. Just want someone who can read it aloud so that the class can get it and have a clear of what we are talking about. What is dividend, if you can just see it? Is there anyone who can make an attempt or a trial of reading what is there?
Dividend refers to the business concern net profit distributed among the shareholders.
Yes, again, it may also be termed as part of the profit of a business concern which is distributed among its shareholders. Now, that's what I have been talking about when I was talking about sharing it yearly, quarterly, and semi-annually. Now, from there, we move to another thing, what we call now forms of dividend. And we only have 4 forms of dividend. This just when you talk about forms, it only means the forms, or how a company can decide to pay its dividends to the shareholders. Who can attempt to tell me any form of dividend that he has ever come across with? Alex? Any form of dividend that you have ever come across with?
Cash dividend.
Yes, we have cash dividends. Is there any trial or anyone with another formula that he has ever come across?
Stock.
Congratulations. So now, other forms of dividend, we only have 4 forms of dividend, and that is cash dividend, stock dividend, bond dividend, and property dividend. Now, when we talk about cash dividend, now this is the most commonly used form to pay dividend to the shareholders. and it is mostly used because most companies believe that when you pay using cash, at least you will not tend to suffer a lot of loss, but cash is always available. So now when you choose to use cash, it will only be available and shareholders will be able to enjoy that kind of dividend, because most business tend to say that even a shilling today is more than 100 shillings that can be used tomorrow. So they will prefer to pay once in cash rather than waiting until a certain period, when maybe now when they would have used when they would have raised a lot of cash from different stock or bond or property, but they will rather go for cash because it is all, again, it is quick means or quick form of paying dividend to the shareholders. Then number two, we have stock dividend. This kind of dividend, it is only paid in form of stock. For instance, you might find like a company, like let's say Mumias Sugar Company. It can decide to pay its shareholders using the available stock that they are having. It can decide to give them sugar from different. It can decide to give them, to issue sugar to them in form of dividend, because they have it in plenty. So they will just rather go for the sugar which is available than using cash which might not be available at the moment. So cash dividends is anyone now who can try to explain what is cash dividend?
You have asked about cash dividend.
Yes,
I can say it's a fixed dividend which is paid in form of cash to the shareholders. It is usually periodically, maybe when the way you said, it is usually periodically and concerns earning after interest and tax.
exactly, you are right. Now I think up to there everybody is now fully satisfied with cash dividend and stock dividend. And again, just want to add something on stock dividend. About stock dividend, it is paid in the form of company stock due to raising of more finance, and in most cases it is issued in form of bonus issue. So sometimes you'll find people talking about bonus issue. So when you hear them talking about bonus issue, just understand that they are talking about stock dividend. Then another form of dividend we have, it is a bond dividend. And this kind of dividend, in most cases, I know you have met this word. Even some years ago, you had the incident that was happening with Eurobonds. So it is a term that is commonly used, and I know most of you have ever come across it. So bond dividend, it is just it only means that you pay the dividend, you decide to pay dividend to the members at a future date. That means you are willing to pay them, but cash, it is not that at the moment, and you decide to pay at a prevailing date. The difference between bond dividend and property dividend is that property dividend, it is paid only in form of assets. And when you talk about assets, assets are just items like machinery, motor vehicle, land, and property. So bond dividend will only be paid at a future dates, but this property dividend will be paid in form of assets other than cash. Then in some cases, bond dividend, people will tend to call it again script dividend. That is just another name of bond dividend. I just want to believe up to there we are together, and just to summarize what we have been discussing, just want somebody to state any two forms of dividend that now we can remember. Class, who can remember any form of dividend?
Yes, I remember property dividend.
Property dividend is
Number two is cash dividend.
cash dividend. Is the third one
Both dividend. Both dividend.
bond dividend? Okay.
Then the last one,
The last one,
the last one,
the last one
the last one
we have
is
talked
we
about
have
divine
got
dividend. God dividend
God
is
did
wisdom, and that is
and that
property
is
dividend. Is it?
this.
So,
Yes.
out of
Yes.
there,
Yes.
I just want to believe we have enjoyed the lesson, and we have come to the end of our lesson. Thank you. Until next class.
Thank you, sir.
Good day.